I'm Nina Peci, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm the OurStory Project guide with Rabble Mill. I'm currently the editor-in-chief for Rabble Magazine, which is a local by youth for youth culture magazine that focuses on topics like skateboarding, art, music, and culture. We're gonna have all the issues to Rabble Magazine linked here for you, but we also gave you a copy in your kit so you can check it out. I helped start the magazine with Andrew Stellman, who was our editor at the time, and a handful of very hardworking and passionate college and high school students. I began as a writer my junior year, and as I dove more into it, I started picking up skills like editing, photography, videography, and a little bit of graphic design. The more that I learned all these skills and I learned how they play a role in journalism, I felt the power and the ability to share the stories that were important to me. And then in August, the position of editor got passed down to me. So since then, I've been managing and running the magazine and I've gotten the opportunity to share the stories that I feel are important with the community in Nebraska. Music journalism is really fun to dive into because in a big way, you are a professional fan. Your job is to go out, scope out the scenes, the concerts, the artists, the playlists, and to share those with the community because you think that they're good and that they're important. You have the opportunity to tour with bands, review music, report on concerts, curate playlists, really tell the story of the artists and the music that you feel is important. There are also a lot of different skills that can be applied to this, so if you're not super into writing, don't shy away from it. You can also do photography, videography, editing. There's really a lot of room to breathe and to grow your skills. When you think about music magazines and websites, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of people reporting and a lot of stories that need to be told, so there's really no reason that you wouldn't be one of them. Another really cool part of music journalism is doing investigative journalism. So if you have an artist who has a really cool story or a creator that's up and coming, you get to tell that story and how they got to where they are now, which is a really unique thing to be able to do. And it's a really empowering thing. When you see someone that you believe is strong and deserving, you get to give them that platform and give them that space to do what they're good at, what they love to do. Our project here will be to create a digital zine that talks about your process, doing choreography, recording music, and working with sound engineering, but also we can take a few different routes with it. So we can write articles, sure, about our process that we did, but we can also curate playlists. We could feature an artist that we really like that's local. We could talk about the creative process, or maybe if there's a struggle, maybe if there's a roadblock, if you had some creative block, you get to tell that story and talk about it. I know that a lot of you guys have already worked with zines, but just in case anyone doesn't know, a zine is a mini DIY magazine. I really like zines because I think that they hold a lot of power in the sense that they are non-traditional journalism, so you have a lot of freedom to tell the story however you want to tell it. But also, if you feel like you've been waiting around to get published or you're trying to get published, creating a zine really puts that power in your own hands, and then you have the ability to tell your story without waiting for anyone else to. Zines played vital roles in a lot of counterculture, underground culture, and like grassroots movements, and that's just because they're so accessible and easy to produce and spread and to still share the content that you want to share. Throughout the rest of your projects, really think about what makes Omaha Girls Rock Omaha Girls Rock and why you love and appreciate it and everything that you get to do with it. So as you're working with choreography, recording music, sound engineering, writing music, take notes on the creative process and everything that sparked your interest. So were you really intrigued by the way that producing music can change it or make it better? Did you have a hard time thinking of lyrics? Did you really enjoy movement and just creating with your body and having that be the art? Tell that story, share your thought process, really take notes on anything significant that happens. And then when we meet, we're gonna brainstorm how to create that into a zine and how to create that into a spread, a design, a piece of art, a piece of writing. You can really dream big with this, and there are not very many limits besides what can go on paper. Most importantly, make sure that you're telling a story that you feel is important and deserving to be told. So when you think about a kid in Nebraska who maybe isn't very much into music or has only ever listened to, I don't know, Alan Jackson, what do you wish they knew about music? What do you wish they knew about the scene here in Omaha and the things that you get to do and create? These are stories that are important They should be heard, they need to be heard. As you're taking notes and as you're writing these down, keep a few things in mind, like why should a reader read it? Why would they want to? How would they benefit from it? Is there an angle to it besides just what it is at face value? And make sure that you're telling a story that you think deserves to be told, that is important, that is valuable, that has